Broadside, day 581. Well, Thanksgiving has come and gone again, and I gotta tell you, I'm kind of glad because I don't know if I can watch any more of these people burning down their houses with these deep fried turkeys and these cookers that they'll apparently just sell to anybody. These people just dumping frozen turkeys into hot oil. I've never done it before, mostly because I value my home and I don't want it to burn down. And maybe it's worth the taste. I don't know. They say it's good, but at any rate, I'm sure it comes with a litany, a bevy, a long list of warnings and everything that apparently no one is reading. Because people are, wisely doing it on their decks, their patios with like vinyl soffitting and stuff above them. That seems like a good idea. How about this? How about you just kind of wade into the water, as John Butler would say, and, just let's see what happens. How about go out in the middle of the yard where nothing else can catch on fire if something does catch on fire? But man, what a mess. And I'm gonna tell you, we get rid of that, and I love seeing things catch on fire. It's a great entertainment. And yet I'm like, God, I'm tired of looking at turkeys burning down houses. So I'm ready to move on to the next thing, which is Christmas trees. People, I used to have, back in the day, for a long time, for probably 5 or 6 years, I had when my first son was really young, we would have a tradition. I would go out. It wasn't really a tradition. It was just my tradition. But I would go out in the middle of the backyard and light that thing on fire. And I got to tell you, if you've never seen a Christmas tree, whether on video or in person, go up in flames, it is true what they say. Those things are amazing. I mean, I've seen gasoline light less quickly than that. That's what I was trying to say. But yeah, so holidays are really just about, firecrackers blowing off your hand. Everything, all these holidays, they're just about the danger that humans put themselves in. Undue danger, I got a call from Walgreens. Walgreens is starting to piss me off, but they keep calling me for no reason, asking me if I need stuff. I'm like, I don't need anything from you people. But I will say this: I had to call and get a prescription refilled this morning, and the lady that does Walgreens voice, welcome to Walgreens. Enter your number. Blah blah blah. What's your birthday? Starting with the month, year, and 4-digit, whatever. She sounds kind of hot, and she's probably AI. It's probably not a real thing, but the Walgreens girl kind of sounds hot. But here's the thing, right? So I filled a prescription, and I did it this morning when I woke up. It was like 6 a.m. Of course, they're not open, so it's like she's like my little Walgreens girlfriend is like, okay, I got you. That can be ready after 9 a.m. tomorrow. Is that okay? Or would you need it sooner? And so I was like, well, why would I do it tomorrow if I can get it sooner? I'm like, I'm off today. I got time today. I don't have time tomorrow. So I was like, I hit 1 to get it sooner. And they were like, okay, we'll have that ready for you this morning. And I'm like, well, why didn't you just do it this morning? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense. But anyway, there's a store that I'm actually getting ready to pass out here. It's not far from my house. And I've noticed that, and I may have spoken about this before, but it's probably been long enough that nobody remembers. But it's weird. You stop in here at night, and there's nothing but teenagers in there. There's never an adult over the age of 18 working in this place at night. It's kind of strange. And in fact, if I was prone to robbery, it'd be a great place to rob because, your store clerks are going to be scared out of their minds. They wouldn't be as inclined to fight back. Or, of course, I'm not promoting robbery. I think people that pull robberies are losers and they deserve all the hell that life can afford them. But, so I go in there every time. I went in there a couple weeks ago with my youngest son, and he's like, we get back in the car, and he's like, I go to school with that girl. I'm like, you're in middle school? He's like, yeah. And she's back there working behind the counter. She's got the blue uniform on. I'm like, man, what age they give people work visas at? You could, I was working at 15. I was working before then, but on the books I was working at 15. But you can get a permission slip or something from your parents. But and that's the thing, and I'm not saying you shouldn't work. You should work. I've been working since I was 12. But in fact, when I was in high school, my senior year, the last semester of my senior year, I managed a sub sub shop in a nearby college town. I'd go in at like 10:30, 10 o'clock, 10:30, 11, somewhere in there, relieve the night shift guy, and then I would be the late night guy, and I'd work till 7 in the morning all by myself. I'm 18 years old. I'm 4 months from graduating, and I was barely awake throughout school because I would get off at 7, go home, take a shower, and then go to school and basically sleep for the first 3 hours. I don't know how I graduated, quite frankly. And I don't know why my parents were so inclined to just not even protest. They're like, hey, I'm going to be working. I'm getting some third shift jobs during the week, at the place I'm working. They're like, okay, and that's what I did. So, but man, I'm going to tell you what, dude. Like, I was in charge, nobody's there. All these drunk college kids would come in. They loved me because I would make like the best subs. I remember they had one that called an omelet bomb sub, and it was basically just a big omelet with just a bunch of mess on it that, you put on this huge, and it was so good. And I would make them for myself because it would usually die off, after the bars closed. People would come in and get some late night, greasy food, and then they would, head off to wherever they were going. So by 3:30, I'm like prepping food and just dicking around, playing video games on the arcade thing and whatnot. And I'd make an omelet bomb for myself. And I gotta say, I don't know how I stayed awake because they were awesome, but they were like the size of a small truck, and I'd be in there eating that stuff, and then I wouldn't see a customer again until like 6 o'clock, and we would have breakfast subs, so as evidenced by the omelet bomb I just mentioned. But so they would come in about 6 and get coffee and a sub, which I always thought, I think that's weird to this day, but they would do it. And then I would get checked out by the guy that came in at 7, and I'm out of there. It was also the first place that I ever got to use chainmail gloves for cutting onions and stuff. And I can't remember it now because I don't eat onions, but there was a trick to cutting onions and not tearing up about it. But they had chainmail, like, the Knights of the Round Table. And I just thought it was so cool because you could take a knife and just slice it into your hand, and it did nothing. And it made me understand chainmail later on. Not only the intricacies, if you've ever seen somebody build chainmail, oh my gosh, it's worse than cross stitch. Chainmail is basically medieval cross stitch. Bam! I just came up with that because you got to link all those things. It might be worse than cross stitch, quite frankly. But yeah, that stuff. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, so I'm gonna get off here. But y'all have a great what's left of your Sunday evening. Giddy.